I'm in Charlotte extracting a gem, and I'm driving over to the other spot right now. So what's up, everybody? We are doing something special today, and we are doing something that a lot of people don't see me do, and that is extracting a big home gem. And we have a very special guest, my buddy Juji, that everybody knows off Instagram. This is his home gym, so we're going to his business and then to his home as we speak. First of all, let me say this. It's a shitty day outside. It's pouring down rain, if you can see. There's a common misconception of how I acquire gym equipment, and this is the number one thing I get literally multiple times a day. Hey, Steven, I would like to sell you my treadmill, and they're in Chicago. We usually don't do that unless it's local. How I acquire my gym equipment is typically buying full gyms, medical centers, hotels, and massive home gyms like the one that we're getting today. So this is a bunch of his collectible pieces. Some of them are brand new or used one time, and he reached out to me to make it a very easy, simple transaction for him to literally sell me all the equipment. So I'm excited for everyone to see, because first of all, he's a friend of mine, super cool dude. Secondly, this stuff is very rare. A lot of it's Panatta, Jim Lako, things like that. And then third, I just like to do cool shit and show it on camera, that how we move the equipment, how we go get the equipment, and then how we now are gonna take it back to the warehouse and sell the equipment to you guys. So follow me along. We'll be here in the next few minutes and we'll go from there.
Steven,
Juji.
from Super Fitness New and Used Gym Equipment.
What's up, brother?
It's an honor.
Dude,
Thank
happy to be
you.
here. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here and see all your shit.
Oh, it's better than shit. I tell you what, it's pretty good. Some of it's been used once by me when it got here, and it's just, you get it in and you're like, well, you know, I like the machine, but I don't need this type of equipment.
Are you like me though? Do you like to constantly just rotate stuff?
Sometimes, yes. In fact, I'm selling a lot of equipment not to replace with new stuff, but just to clear up space. A lot of the equipment, a lot of times, you know it, people buy equipment, got a sea freight, you got to fill it up.
Yeah, of course.
It's 10,000 euros for a sea freight. If you just have one piece of equipment, that's a huge waste of money. So you might as well just fill it up. A lot of times you fill it up with stuff, you find out later, hey, you know, it's not for me.
And what he's talking about, if somebody's coming over here and you're getting equipment from overseas, it's very expensive to import equipment, from the taxes and the container freight and everything. From port, you got to pay from the port to get it here to the business. So this is what he's talking about. This is not cheap. So for him to ship 2 pieces on a container or 10,
It's the same price.
It's the same price.
Right. So I've already imported it for you.
Yeah.
I've already done the trouble. We got some rare overseas pieces, really nice coloring, not used at all. So let's go take a look.
Let's go.
But some of the stuff is pretty nice.
Juji, explain to me, what exactly am I looking at?
So this is our 5,000 square foot warehouse, so we do all the fulfillment from, and our operations for both my businesses, Jujimufu.com, as well as the Grip Genie side, which is a grip tool company. And right now we do have a lot of equipment overflow, which we've already set in the back. So I was storing some gym equipment here personally. But most of the stuff is the pants products we sell, lots of different types of functional apparel, as well as the grip tools, smelling salts, things of that nature. So it's all done out of here, but we're actually moving soon. So, you know, to get ahead of the moving process, let's move some gym equipment. Look at these 2 over here. These are some of the nicer ones, honestly. Yeah, these are good. Sorry, everything's kind of cranky. But this is a good curl.
Love it.
And
Yeah.
that is excellent.
Oh yeah. These are, so
That's been used like for one workout.
oh, it looks brand new.
Literally one workout. And for this one, like, this is such a great machine. But Steven, I got really long arms. Like 7 plus 7 ape index. Almost all arm machines don't work for me. Sorry, but just like a straight up bicep curl with a preacher bench is the best thing for me.
Sure.
But these are awesome machines, and most of my friends have used them, love them, and they're wondering why I'm selling them.
So a guy like him, I can probably talk to for hours on what pieces would like. One thing I want to reiterate, there is not a right or wrong brand machine. I love everybody's equipment, but there is, I think, certain equipment that we like better than others because of size. A 5-foot woman, for instance, who's 100 pounds, is going to fit on a machine different than me and this guy. And so, for instance, what he's talking about, his wingspan, stuff like that, certain machines, it's going to hit different on him than it is someone else. This is not why necessarily he's getting rid of this equipment.
No, all this stuff is great. It's great, but it's just, it gets to the point where also my training is personalized. Everyone's got their own personal goals, and just some machines aren't, the exercises aren't
Absolutely.
something in my queue a lot. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But like I said, the thing that built my arms are like, you know, just bicep preacher curls, and the arm machines, I just don't feel them as much. So
Old school way of lifting.
old school way of lifting,
Yeah.
yeah. But then there's some stuff that I'm sorry I'm not selling to you that
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
keeping because I use it all the time.
Sure.
So after you own equipment for 3 or 4 years, after you get a shipment in or you get an installation, you're going to find the ones that work for you and which ones you don't use as much.
Has your style of training changed over the
yeah.
years?
Yeah. So
Okay.
when I originally had my initial install, I was competing in bodybuilding. Right
Sure.
now I'm taking a break from that. And when you're in full bore bodybuilding mode and you're connected with all the equipment manufacturers, let's just fill the house up full of bodybuilding equipment.
It becomes addictive.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so I'm assuming back then you were probably like, I want it all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, and it's like, why not? The secret is just like you get a good deal. It's like,
Yep.
dude, it's going to cost me not to buy it,
I-
and it's so fun. But yeah, I'm moving more towards you know, doing a lot of movement style training, stuff like that. It requires more empty space, and so the machines are just sitting there like, I haven't used this one in 2 years, and
Sure.
someone else might like it. So I'm reaching out to Steven to help me, you know, hook up someone else with something that you may want.
This is not where you trained here at this business.
No, this was
Okay.
the overflow.
And so we're going to go to his home after this, and that's where you train.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I train, and that's where the majority of the equipment is.
This is very easy today or right this moment, but this man at his home had to get a forklift, and I think you said it was on a second story, and this is a very difficult, but right here, this is a new Panatta machine that this is an appliance dolly that we're gonna put under, and then my guys are gonna flip this backwards. You need a dock plate right there on the truck.
All these details matter.
Yes. So the problem is, just so you know, even if you got the dollies, if you don't have this dock plate, this little bump right here, you really can damage yourself or the machine by getting it off. So we carry a dock plate with us if we knew he did not have one. So we literally bring it. So box truck, lift gate.
So if you're buying equipment, make sure that the truck is delivering it has a lift gate if they don't ask you. If you don't have a fork truck, which you have to rent if they don't
right.
have one.
That's right.
And a fork truck rental is about $3,000 for a week. You know, and it's about $2,300 for one day. So what are you going to do?
I was going to tell him a small forklift. If Dylan, if we go somewhere, what did I pay last time? It was like $1,200-1,300.
Yeah.
for one day.
For one day.
For one day.
For a small fork, you know, just like a little fork.
Yeah, a little
so
fork.
this is very expensive. So if you can have the tools with you and don't need a forklift, great. But if you have any kind of second story or don't have a lift gate, gotta have a forklift. He contacted me to purchase everything.
Yes.
And so this would have been a nightmare on either side for somebody like him. If he wanted to have 20, 30, 40 people come to his house and potentially buy one piece, he couldn't just take the railing off, get a forklift for 2 months straight to remove one piece. So that's where, if you're ever buying or selling equipment, make sure you know that like it is very much easier to take all the equipment at one time down versus individual times, because it's a pain in the ass.
Well, the other thing is, like, I had 2 other buyers kind of looking at some of the list I gave you, and they're doing exactly what you told me to avoid. They're going for the gold. They all wanted the gluteator, and they all wanted, you know, like one other piece of thing. It's just like, I can't just give you those because now someone doesn't want the rest of the package.
And he would have been, just so everybody knows, from a financial standpoint and a pain in the ass, he needs the space. So he would have been not only stuck with this equipment, but now that equipment's kind of devalued because he's going to feel the need or they're going to try to rob you.
Yeah.
That's why it's always better if you have a bunch of stuff to sell it in bulk, especially in a home situation.
Right.
This right here, guys, if you see, this is 2 of my best guys. They're literally just moving this piece, very easy. In fact, Marcus right here is pushing, but Dylan could technically do this himself, getting it over the bump. So having the right tools, so important. And we carry a tool bag everywhere we go, just in case we had to take an arm off, an Allen bolt, so important. So another thing that I want to tell everybody that is very important, when you're going to move equipment into the truck, when you get it to the truck, these are ratchet straps. So we will either strap all the equipment down, or we will literally take bolts and bolt it into the wood.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then
It's new to me.
It can't move that way. Y'all see these bolt holes right here? We will take a screw with an washer and literally bolt it in. Then you need no support. And this tall machine like this cannot flip over. Because I've been in the situation.
That's brilliant.
Where we're coming to this man's house and let's say he bought some equipment from me. Nobody strapped anything because they think, oh, and somebody had to hit the brakes on the highway. We had terrible rain coming here today. And so anything can happen, you never know. And so the last thing you want is this machine to topple over and then this machine that's like new, now this is cracked. Trying to get parts from a manufacturer that's made out of Italy is very difficult. If it's in a gym setting, you're waiting a long time to get them. So you want to make sure, because these pieces are thousands of dollars, that you do not have a machine fall over.
He's like, I've been working on my whole life to collect these.
Now, what is this one?
That is a big PP.
That's kind of what I was wondering.
Yeah.
That
grip
is
tool. Grip and rip.
Crazy. Grip. This is so crazy.
Yeah, this is a great it's a great meme tool. So
that is
it made a lot of good videos on TikTok
a
couple years ago when we released it, because someone would put it on a cable stack in the gym and walk in the back of the gym and film and just see people's reactions as they go over there and they're like, huh?
This is hilarious.
It's a great prank. But you can actually train grip with it. A couple double PPs from hang holds or any like sort of grip tool. But you know, a lot of grip tools, the shape or the look of it doesn't matter. It's just that you're holding on to something.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So this is a funny one.
How many? So guys, we just finished the loadout here at the business. It took us about 30 minutes, give or take. And so we're about to go to the house to get the rest of the equipment. So I'm excited for you to see all the new equipment coming to Super Fitness. Dude, this is freaking sick. Like, I love this. How long have you had this? The building?
May of 2021 we finished.
Okay,
Yeah.
so new.
It's new. Yeah.
Yeah.
New.
Yeah, this is sick.
Now it's in the condition right now to have a lot of the gym equipment extracted, so everything is moved around and it kind of out of place and torn up. Like, I'd love to show you the plyo floor, which is just a bunch of, right now that's what it looks like because I had to get it out of the way. That's my favorite thing in the gym, honestly. That's actually my favorite possession. Like, it's not just my favorite piece of gym equipment. The plyo floor that do gymnastic stuff is my favorite thing. So we also have some gym equipment in the barn. So when we moved here, before this building was here, this is just grass. I had to have a lateral move. So I had a 3-car rental space in my old rental house that we had the home gym in. And the barn is where we moved into while we built this. But I have some equipment up there for you I think you're going to like.
Okay, love it.
Let's go see that.
All right. So, bro, these are sick. Tell me, I don't see a lot of these.
Right.
Tell us about this.
Mondo leg press from Elite FTS. This is the one that was popularized.
Oh, yeah.
Back in about 2018 to 2021 when John Meadows and Dave Tate used to do some really killer leg day workouts on YouTube.
I watched many videos with John Meadows in them.
Right. This is the one. We also have the hack squat down there. They're a pair, but it's, you know, it's independent if you want, so you can do one leg at a time. But I mean, I got this because I thought I'd be filming content with like Ryan Shaw and bigger people.
Yeah.
And how often does that happen? You know, it's not often that you have these guys in your house all the time.
Sure.
So we fit 2 guys my size on it at the same time comfortably, the leg press. So this is the biggest leg press. So we also have the Pro GHD, which is the most expensive GHD I think they sell. But we got these 3 pieces up here as well as a stretching machine for you.
Yep.
Which is great, but again, the reason I'm selling equipment is to make space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not replacing with new things. These are all great pieces. I just found out what I use the most. I can show you what I'm keeping.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to sell these to you, but
I did bring a blank check that we might negotiate something else, but a total joke. So.
Right, but at the same time, I think I have enough pieces that'll form a collection.
Absolutely.
Let me show you some of the chest pieces you have, because I think that's the most exciting part to sell.
Okay.
That's, for me, that's what's exciting. And I got 3 pieces for you that you're taking that go together well.
Okay.
Let me show you those. So I understand that a lot of this stuff you sell back in packages again.
Correct.
Yeah, because And when I put together like a list of things that I could part with for space, I was keeping that in mind for you. So I got 3 good chest machines for you. We do have a decline Panatta with neutral grip here.
Which, so people know, this is one of my favorite Panatta pieces.
Really?
I love this piece, yes.
So that was actually why I got this one, is because my friend Antoine Bayat, he's a pro bodybuilder.
Yeah, I know Antoine.
He told me when I was putting a list together of equipment, he was like, the neutral grip on the decline Panatta is my favorite thing.
Sure.
At that time, that's what he told me, so I got it, you know. I just kind of realized, like, for me, decline pressing doesn't really do what I need it to do for my body. Dips kind of do.
Sure.
But I just have to kind of avoid it altogether. So I just stick to flat and incline. But I do have an incline over here for you, because I have 2 inclines. This is a good incline. I just found I use the other one more, which is in the other gym. I'm keeping 1 incline for myself, but this is also a really good machine. So I usually like to grip here, but another good incline from Panatta right here. Hack squat that goes with the Mondo leg press that I just showed you in the barn.
It's so crazy, the platforms on these things.
Oh, dude. Okay, so I asked Dave Tate about this. I was like, why do you have such a wide platform for your hack squat? And he just yelled at me, sumo deadlift. Because for an accessory exercise for sumo deadlifting, you can use a hack squat, but you have to have a wide stance.
Well, and that answers my question. So like, I'll go down the rabbit hole of hours and hours of research of why did Elite do this. And the only thing ever when I saw this years ago that popped in my head was sumo.
Right.
So now you answered my question.
You're correct.
Because I didn't know myself.
Oh, you know what you're talking about, man. And this is the dip machine, which actually this whole thing turns around.
See, I love that about that. Right. So it's the only one that I've seen on the market that does that, which is super cool.
These.
Super innovative. Yes. Yes.
So, and then it has unilateral. So you can pull this out and do one
over time. Super neat.
So this is an awesome piece.
Yes.
I also have one more chest piece, which they just cleared out some room for us. I did a poll on my Instagram. How many of you guys have ever seen this machine? 98% said no.
Wow.
This is their dual Smith press, decline flat. And it's really cool. I just know which ones I need for my body. And I think it's great. I've used it a bunch of times, but you know, right now it's close to that. So it's flat or decline, and then it adjusts.
And I'm used to most gyms seeing the flat to incline.
Right.
Not this particular one.
Right. So this goes flat and decline. It has adjustable this, adjustable that, and then it just takes up a lot of space.
It does. Yeah. And so the gyms that I build, and I'll explain to everybody, the biggest issue that I have sometimes is somebody's dealing with very expensive rent. Me and him was just talking about this. So I build some clubs sometimes that are $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a month, and these are not high square footage places. So if you are limited to, let's say, 10,000 square foot or 6,000 square foot, you do got to be conscientious because this is a big footprint. And for somebody like him, this place is packed of equipment. I do see where every square inch is probably valuable for you.
Right. You know, remember we picked up at the first location first. Can you imagine what this place would have been like with that stuff too?
No.
It was like that at one point.
Oh my gosh.
You know, so it's like
probably packed.
Oh, it's to the gills. Like,
yeah.
And that's the cool thing about owning a home gym is when you go to a normal gym, you notice that the gym equipment is spaced appropriately for other people to not encroach on each other's space. In home gym, you can cram stuff together in a way that usually you wouldn't. So you can fit more equipment in a home gym because of that reason.
Sure. What I really want to see, show me what we're not taking, but I want to see your home gym.
Yeah, it's on the other side of this whiteboard here. So let me just move this aside. And basically, everything on this side of the room, I'm keeping. So right here, we have a line of leg equipment. We got a Pit Shark, a V-Press, a hip thrust, a Good Morning machine from Winning Strength, a gluteator, and then I'm keeping, well, here's a bench that's in the way, but I got an adductor machine, and check this out, Daniel, a line of leg machines. We got the plate-loaded ham prone. We got the seated leg curl, which is my favorite type of hamstring machine. A selectorized ham curl, and there's some stuff here just sitting on the machine. Sorry, it's not super nice looking, but a independent plate-loaded quad extension, as well as a quad extension with the cable stack, and there's the hip machine right there. And there's also 3 leg machines upstairs. Hey, leg machines are kind of important. Like, I think you can build a really appreciable upper body without machines. They're more fun.
Oh,
if you have machines. Sure. But there's no way you're building a bodybuilder set of legs without bodybuilding machines.
Well, the crazy part is you have the glutenator, which
no one will leave me alone about that.
So the crazy part about this is, guys, I knew the owners of this company, and I don't exactly know what exactly happened, but this is so
Wait, they don't
hard
make
to
it
find.
anymore?
No.
Jeff's no longer in business.
They are not making this as far as
That's why everyone's bugging me about it.
I won't mention any other brands, but there's other brands that's building something similar.
Yeah.
This is the one. I have this in my home gym, and I have this at my gym.
Right.
And so this is bar none to me the best.
Oh, it's great.
But at the end of the day, this has become very, very hard to get. I tried to get this for several of my friends, and I could never get it from them. They basically stopped producing. So it's crazy that you have this. And I would not sell this.
Oh, I'm not going to sell it because I like it.
Absolutely.
I think it's what an abductor machine should feel like.
Agreed.
One quick story about this that's interesting. The guy that made this machine made it for athletes for a prehabilitation exercise.
He's correct.
He wanted to use it so guys could warm up their glutes in a way scientifically to prepare them for like a squat workout, not realizing that he was sitting on booty gold. Like this is every gym girl's like dream machine.
I've had 2-hour conversations with them on the phone. Tell me about your jungle gym. This is crazy, guys.
Yeah, so this is the dual cable stack from Elite FTS. And I think it's the biggest one that probably exists.
You very rarely see something like this. And so this is even cool for me to see because I've probably only seen a handful.
I'll tell you the first place I saw one and what made me want it. When I went to Zoo Culture, which is Bradley Martin's gym, the original location, it's closed now. Back in 2018, he had this with his Zoo Culture logos and stuff on it. And I was like, that is so cool. And I took a note of it. It's like, if I ever do a home gym,
gotta have it.
I gotta have that. And fast forward 3 or 4 years later, it's sitting right here. It's the biggest thing. Now we do have some of the stuff removed from it, like the low row.
The low row, for space.
For space, yeah. So we removed that just so we can extract the equipment.
I'm a big fan person, and I've got a lot of big ass fans, but this fan is super cool.
Humongous fan. Oh, you know what's great about that? I'm gonna recommend this, guys, to you. 2 things. One interesting thing, the gold is a stock color. That was not custom.
Wow.
They had like blue, green, yellow, gold. The exact shade of gold. I was like,
did you do your whole gym for gold on purpose? Okay.
Okay.
I love the look.
The quick story about that before I finish up on the fan story.
Yep.
When I originally purchased from Panatta and we were setting up equipment package, he's like, you can get custom upholstery and lever arm colors. So he gave me the list. The first picture he sent me was an example from a gym. It was a gold and black. I was like, that. I didn't even know I wanted that, but that's exactly what I want. He said, no, hold on. Let me show you a couple more. He's sending me red and white and black.
Sure.
Silver and black, all these others. Like, no, the gold and the black.
I want the gold.
You nailed it in the first try. I've never seen a gym equipment like that. I was like, that is so cool.
That's beautiful. I love it.
I've got to have that. It's wonderful, but the humongous fan back there, it's half the price of a big ass fan. So most people just think big ass fan is a brand name, but if you're going to get a big fan, $10K each.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
So what most people don't realize, I have 2 24-footers and 2 20-footers and 2 20-footers from another brand. When I used to tell people that my 24-footers were $15,000 each, people shit
worth
their
every penny.
Worth every penny.
That's one of the coolest things. Let's crank that bad boy up. Come here, you're gonna like this. I'm gonna turn it as high as it can go. So it's gonna start.
It just looks cool too.
Yeah, it's just on a wall over here.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
I mean, you can feel that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll keep going. So we got a couple of them in interesting places, but worth every single penny.
Absolutely.
Would highly recommend.
It just looks cool.
It does, doesn't it? I think it really completes the whole room. And a lot of people, there's a lot of white on the walls in here. A lot of people criticize, the gym was like, oh, there's no personality and it's soulless. I'm like, filming, guys. Look at a thumbnail and a feed. Are you going to click on something that looks like it's brown, darkly lit, and a bunch of clutter, or are you going to click on something that you can see what it is?
Yeah, I like the clean line. My wife loves white on white on white, so
yeah,
I love it.
Shall I show you a bit more of this?
Absolutely.
Over here?
Let's see. Do you train typically by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah,
almost always exclusive. I've always trained by myself. Any motivation I need from workout partners. I mean, I collab with all sorts of people. Just going and working out with someone who's the best in the world at this for 1 day out of the month. That'll supercharge you.
Yeah,
in a way.
I agree.
So that is where I train with people. But when I'm here, I train by myself almost exclusively. And another reason for that is because I train so weird. I have mixed goals, so I'll be in here from I start warming up around 11:30 and I'll go to about 3:30.
Wow.
And it's not just all squatting and pushing weights the whole time. It might be 30 minutes of mobility work. It'll be 15, 25 minutes of skill work. It'll be maybe some acrobatics or some plyometrics. Then it could go into, then there's a weightlifting portion depending on the day, but it might be a weird pickup. I just need to get 8 sets of hamstrings today, which is weird. It's what is that? But it's all, there's a reason why, and you have to look and see everything else I do. So it's hard to have a gym partner when you train that way.
Tell the people what you told me a little bit ago about, I love what you said, the way you'll put it on paper, almost like a to-do list, and then you will sometimes literally get what you can get done, and it might only be in 3 or 4 days versus it's going to be a 6 day.
Oh, yeah.
Explain to them.
So I'm actually working on writing about this. It's interesting because it's been working for the last year or so.
I love it.
Fell into this pattern. Take your to-do list. All right. So you got to email this guy. You got to work on this project. You got to clean the house. You got to, you got the idea. Nobody approaches training that way though.
No.
But I do. So for every week, I write down everything that I got to do. I got to do front squat training. I have to do quad workout with this much volume. I have to hit my arms. I have to do 4 bouts of cardio for 20 minutes zone 3. I have to do 5 mobility sessions. I'm just giving you an example. This, that. I got a weak point here. I got to roll out my quads because my knees are bad. I'll put it all on there. And then for the whole week, I just check it off like to-dos. I'll be like, okay, I've been working on this today. I feel pretty good. I think I can knock out that cardio session right now. You see what I'm saying? That way, you're not like, oh, I have to do this on Monday because it's leg day. It's like, I'll do whatever I can. I usually kind of look ahead to see what's going to be convenient for the week, but that little bit of flexibility, and you start to double up on it, it's like the difference in feeling and being in debt versus having, surplus.
No, I love the philosophy.
When you're in surplus, money mode or anything like that, you're so much more motivated to make money.
Sure.
But when you're in debt, you know that everything that you do is just digging yourself out of a hole. It's just like, you don't feel it like as much.
Sure.
So when you're doing like to-do list training like this and you're ahead for the week on Monday or Tuesday, you're like, shit, I've gotten like all my workouts done for the week in like 2 or 3 days almost. Now what are you going to do the rest of the week? Whatever you want. You know what I mean?
I love the philosophy, and the way he presented it to me was a lot different than what I'm used to because of the fact that it makes perfect sense. Yeah. And a lot of people get off track and they're like, oh my God, I can't get anything done. So if you just do it when you can do it, or you feel like it, why stop now? I feel great.
Exactly.
So we're upstairs right now.
Yeah.
Show us this equipment. What was the idea behind this?
So go ahead and film the crap over there. Of course, we're moving things around, but that is a bed. I used to sleep up here a lot. Right now I'm sleeping in the house with my wife, which sounds strange. But yeah, you could totally sleep up here. I lived up here for an entire prep for bodybuilding. But I got 3 leg pieces up here. I do have some cardio equipment right there. So these power squat machine, pendulum squat from Atlantis. I love the Precor AMT. That is, I think it's just fantastic. I love it. Jacob's ladder's fun. Treadmill. I'm actually going to be putting my computer up here.
Smart.
Yeah, because I used to have my computer down there. You can see that?
Yeah, I see it.
You see that, Daniel? See it down there kind of wedged in between all this stuff? Yeah, that's where my computer's. It's cool. Like, here's your work desk. And then you get up and you work out. It's all connected because working out is my job.
Sure.
And then so is that. So it's all in one place,
I like the view from up here too.
It's great.
Super cool. And I asked him who designed this, and he said he had designed the whole thing. So it's like the way you done it with the garage doors on the front and the rear and stuff.
Yeah.
It's super cool. I love it.
I don't know if I mentioned this on camera, but the reason why we have the garage doors in the front and the back is resale value, because you never know what's going to happen 10 years from now. Like you watching this video right now, think about where you were 10 years ago. It's like, holy crap, that's an entirely different life.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if this is going to change in 10 years, but if anyone wants to buy this place and they got 3 bay doors and stuff out here in the back, it's like, that's a car dude's dream.
Absolutely.
And if you cleared out this whole room and you walked in as a blank canvas, you could turn it into the ultimate man cave. I just happened to turn it into the ultimate home gym.
And somebody could do the left side, couple thousand square foot, badass home gym, and then still have 4 cars on the right. I mean,
sure,
it's very doable. We just filmed a guy in Las Vegas who had his cars right in the middle. We showed you the sky's the limit with the way you do stuff. I want to ask you this because you've literally built almost like a full-blown small gym that the public could have used. So have you ever wanted to get into the gym business or?
Yes, actually. Okay, I'll tell you why. That's a great question, because why did I wait so long to contact you?
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of that stuff in the warehouse that we fulfill our business operations from, and a lot of overflow over there. I kept holding it because I thought, I'm in a unique position to be a really good gym owner.
Sure.
I have great connections. I have a name. I know what's good and what's not. I know how to do this. But at the same time, running a gym don't underestimate the amount of work it is.
That statement, I couldn't agree more with him, because you're talking to somebody who's worked in the gym business 25 years, owned one for 18. It is not a get rich quick business, and it is very difficult.
So I was holding on the equipment in case I wanted to turn public, move to a different location. I had all the equipment. I just supplement with a couple other pieces.
Sure.
Had it all. So I was holding on to a lot of that stuff for that reason. But I just kind of came to the conclusion where I was just like, if I wanted to do it later, I still can, but I don't need to hold on to this stuff with the idea that I would one day.
I always tell somebody, anyone, I met with people yesterday from California, how much headache do you want?
Yeah.
And everybody's a little different. You know, people with multiple gyms, not one will say, oh, it's not any business. Your business included, I'm sure, can be a headache at times.
Oh, yeah.
From emails to this to that, you know.
So the reason I reached out to Steven is because he actually goes to expos and events like all the time, and I ran into you about Olympia a year ago.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was following you on Instagram, and your content is just, nobody else is doing content like you do for this type thing, and it's so educational, and you learn so much about the equipment manufacturers and your enthusiasm, and just you're so, like you're the same in person.
Yeah, I try to be.
Yeah, so it's just, I think it's important for anyone, this is for anyone, not just people in the fitness industry, just connecting, collabing, reaching out, getting on the phone, getting to know people, and visiting and going places in person is very important, because that's the reason you're here right now.
No, I appreciate that.
I trust
truly.
you. I saw your stuff online, and you just have you have everything organized together. I cannot believe, like, we're just filming this here, and like, wait, they're already done almost. Like, this is freaking me out. I got to make sure they're not like how are they doing this so fast? You got it together, man.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, and I'll say to this too, like, you know, if somebody's more expensive than somebody else, make sure you trust that person. Because me and him have been on a phone call a few times, and when you're inviting someone also into your home, into your space, you want to just make sure that person's reputable and things like that, because this is your space. I always tell somebody, you know, don't just let the guy off of the Craigslist, for instance, into your home space. Be very careful of that, and make sure you're paid before you just let stuff walk out your door. And I appreciate you letting me do it. I truly do.
Oh yeah. I mean, also you sell stuff too. So I'm selling to you today.
Yeah.
But man, if you're putting together a home gym, which I definitely recommend you do, shopping through people like Steven, man.
No, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Juji, man, I can't thank you enough for like giving us your home tour, inviting us to your space. But can you imagine living or not having a home gym?
I started with that one, obviously. I mean, there's no way that you can have a home gym without having one prior, right?
Sure.
But at this point, I think this is one of the best decisions I made in my life. Maybe top 3 or 5 decisions I've ever done, build a home gym and take it seriously, and even on this scale.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine now not having this space. This is that important to me. Just my lifestyle, the free flow, the accessibility, just everything. And it sends a message to your mind when you invest your time and effort and you work to build a project like this from start to finish. This is important, because you can have the nicest home gym in the world, but if you don't use it, it doesn't mean anything. Correct. But my argument is, if you had the nicest home gym in the world, you're probably going to use it.
Absolutely.
You know, that's the thing people don't realize. Like, you think The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, like, if you had that as your home gym, why wouldn't you use it?
I agree.
Like, you're not going to have to worry about workout motivation when you have something that nice. It's the same here. Like,
and time is money. Yeah. And for somebody like him, you know, driving back and forth, let's say 20, 30 minutes to a gym, he said that sometimes he goes from 11:30 to 3:30. You're most likely not going to do that at a gym if you got to drive 30 minutes somewhere or whatever. So it's like, if I spend a lot of money on something, I'm going to usually use it. I mean, you know, so it's crazy. But at the end of the day, dude, I can't thank you enough. Your home gym is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, Steven.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Because you are going to fit all of this in there.
Yeah, we are going to fit all of it. He always thinks we're rookies. But we got this. Got to prove him wrong. Just got to be strategic. Trying to figure out what